Yo, like, I was so ready to do this freaking video, and then I just had to have a mishap. It's always something. These antlers are way too big for y'all to even see them. I might have to just wear the elf hat. I think I'm gonna wear the elf hat. I'll be back. Alright, you guys, what's up? It's your girl Didi, and I'm back again with another freaking video. Vlogmas style, y'all. It is Vlogmas. It's time to get lit. Videos back to back. Skirt. I don't know about back to back, but y'all are gonna get a lot of videos because it's Vlogmas. So, and you guys, as you can see, I literally just stabbed myself in the eye with my damn antlers. So that's why my eye is slightly red. I have not been crying, y'all. Every time I try to make a video, like, something always gotta happen. Like, I can't deal with it. Anyway, so I'm an elf today, so I had to put on the green, you know, because I'm an elf. A little cute elf or whatever. As you can see by the title of this video, this is about the time that I was left at the movie theater. Yes, girl. Left brokenhearted. Let's get into this story time. I cannot wait to give you guys all these story times because I am 25 and you know I have a whole lot of stories. Before I even get started, please click that like button and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell so you can get all the notifications of when I post. Thank you. I have so much crap that I've been through in my life that I just realized I need to tell y'all about it because I have so many stories that I could tell for days. Let's take it way back to way back to high school, okay? I'm gonna bring you back to when I first met this boy. We're gonna name him, what are we gonna name him? We're gonna name him Ken. We're gonna name him Ken. Yeah, like Barbie and Ken, because Ken was the perfect guy. Like, he looked perfect. He literally could sing. This boy could sing. He had dreads. I ain't gonna explain too much because I don't want y'all to try to find who this is, because you won't. The name has nothing to do with, it's not the first letter of his name, none of that, so you're not gonna know who it is. Anyway, he was a smooth talker. He was liked by everybody and all the girls because obviously he could sing. Like, oh, and I met this boy at church. He was a church-going kid. Oh my gosh, I was just in love. And me being 15, like, I wasn't even in love at first. Let me skirt back. I'm moving too fast. So when I first saw this boy, I saw him at church. Yeah, we used to go to this church growing up, me, my cousin, my mom, and my auntie, and we would go every Sunday. And I was a very, 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 I already explained this to y'all, I was a very, very, very shy child. Like, and when I was a teenager, I was still very shy. And yeah, I was really introverted. I still am. And yeah, I didn't really talk to anybody. But I remember seeing him when we were, like, before church. Everybody would, you know, gather and conversate. And I remember glancing over, like, to the basketball area. And okay, I'll let you guys know, Ken wasn't really I don't know, he wasn't really the athletic type. Like, he was built nice, like, you know, he was good looking, but he wasn't really an athletic type. So he would chill by the basketball court and, like, just talk and laugh. You know, was always hanging out with, like, his group of dudes or whatever. And yeah. Oh, also, by the way, I have a cold, so I'm doing this sick for y'all, so you're welcome. But if I sound scratchy, like, that's why. So anyway, continuing the story while I blow my nose. Hold on. Pause. Yes, so he would always be by the basketball court, like, just chatting with his boys. And I remember I would try to go to church real cute. Oh my God, this is so bad. Because I was supposed to be focusing on the Lord, okay? And like going to church. But I was, but I also wanted to, you know, catch the eye of this one little boy, you know, that I like. I would walk past him and I would, you know, look back, and he would not give me the time of day. When I tell you this man did not see me, he did not see me at all. Like,
ashamed of yourself. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
I'm like, this man really does not notice me. Like, I'm invisible at this point. But anyway, so this was like for months. I would just see him and see him. And so one day I told my cousin, I'm like, I really like him. Like, he is just so funny. Oh, that's another thing. This man was so funny. And that's like one of my characteristics for guys. Like, you gotta make me laugh. And he could make me laugh. Like, and the thing is, he didn't know he could make me laugh, but I would like overhear him and he would just be saying some funny shit. And I'm like, like in the corner, like, no, I wasn't doing that. But it's like, yeah, he was just really funny. Ooh, coronavirus. So I told my cousin, yeah, I was like, oh, I really like him. Like, he's really cute and he just seems really cool and I want to talk to him. And she was like, okay, do it. Like, she kept saying, like, go and talk to him. Like, just say hi. Like, it's not a big deal. We went to church service and I saw him. And I didn't say nothing. He was actually inside this little game area, like just chilling. And he's always talking to people, so I never know a good time to like just butt in. So I didn't say anything. But I remember after service and we was all walking out, I walked out. I was like, I gave up. I was like, I guess he just won't know that I like him. Or I just won't talk to him. But I walked out and he walked out behind me and he said some real funny shit. I don't even know why I thought this shit was so funny. He was like, he said some, oh, it's a great day to do some mayhem or some weird shit. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. But I was dying laughing. This is how you know I was probably just a pygmy. But anyway, I was laughing like, oh my God, that's so funny. Ew. But oh my God, you're hilarious. He was like, yeah, I thought about being a comedian. And I was like, oh yeah, you can totally do that. I can totally see you being a stand-up comedian. Like, yeah. And then he was like, you know what? I seen you around here. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was shocked. I was shook because I was like, oh wow, you like noticed me? Like, I thought I was invisible to you. So I was like, wow, he actually noticed me. So yeah, and then he was like, and I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't say that, but I was like, oh yeah, I seen you around too. And then he was like, oh, what's your number? This is the part where I should have just ran in the bushes because everybody, I forgot what year this was, 2012, 2013, when everybody had like an iPhone, like the first, you know, iPhone. Before that, everybody had Blackberries, and I had a flip phone at this time. And I was not about to tell him, oh, I got a flip phone. So I thought it would be better for him to say I don't have a phone than for me to say, oh, I got a flip phone. Let me put in your number. Yeah, I was not about to do that. So I was like, you know, I don't have a phone, but here's my mom's number. Yeah, I gave him my mom's number because she had like a Blackberry or something. So I was like, I don't even know why I said that, but I was like, yeah, like, you can have my mom's number. I'm trying to figure out why I gave him my mom's number instead of my phone number. Because I didn't want him to know I had a flip phone, because that was embarrassing as hell. Like, I was not about to know. So yeah, I just gave him my mom's number, even though that's embarrassing too. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I gave him my mom's number and I was like, yeah, you can hit me up. That night I was waiting for him to text me. Nothing. I was so disappointed, but I remember the next day, Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. He had texted me. I remember telling mom, I was like, oh, I gave a friend your phone number because I forgot my phone number or something, I said. And then she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but I hid the messages so she couldn't see our conversation because my mom wasn't like keen on like using phones at that time. He's like, hey, is this Adia? I had to keep checking her phone because I couldn't hear the notification, so I had to keep running to check her phone. She probably was like, damn, what is she doing? Like, who is she talking to that she want to run to the phone for? But yeah, so I ran to the phone. He said, hey. I said, hey. And then literally, he was such a fast texter. He would be like, hey, what's up? And I was like, not much, like just chilling, watching TV. He was just talking, like, you know, having a conversation. And then he was like, yeah, I want to get to know you outside of church. We should hang out. I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. Anyway, so we had chatted because then I told him I had to go to bed or something because it was late and I had school. So every night I would tell him that it was a specific time that I could text him and when my mom didn't need to use her phone. So I think it was around like 7 or 8 at night. So I would text him every night. I would literally text him every night, like for that whole week. And we was like talking, really connecting. I forgot to add something. This guy would never call me. Like at some point, I remember I got an iPad and there was this thing called Kik, and we used to message each other on that. You know how you could FaceTime? Like he would never ever call me. Like he would text me. And then I would notice, like, I would go on his Instagram, and you know how it was like Women Crush Monday? He would post different girls. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, like, so I knew he wasn't taking me like seriously, because he would always post like these Women Crush Mondays. I get so distracted, y'all. These bells jingling, like. Okay, so where was I? Pause while I think about it. This went on for like 2 months. Like he would post Women Crush Monday, Women Crush Monday. I was never on the list. Like he never posted me. And mind you, I used to send him like little profile pictures of me through Kik. Or was it through Kik? Because I remember we used to message on my iPad, but I forgot what messaging app or whatever we used. But I used to send him like little, selfie pictures of me. And he would never post me. He would talk and we would talk, and this went on for months, like literally 6 months or longer. Like, and I felt like my 15-year-old self, I felt like, this is a little cute long distance relationship. After those 2 months of him posting Women Crush Monday, I finally got on there. Finally. And I was like, oh my God, he's really taking me seriously. But then a week after, he would post another girl and another girl after that and another. And I was like, what the freak? But after 3 months, he stopped posting. He stopped posting like Women Crush Monday. And he would text me a lot and, just have good conversation. And he would say really sweet stuff like, I've always been interested in you. Like, you're really different from everybody else. Like, I'm really in love with you.
Stop the cap.
I just wish we could see each other more. And he would just gas me up. Like, I really thought, like, and then after he stopped posting Women Crush Monday, I really thought, like, oh my gosh, he's taking me seriously, because he used to text me back so fast. Girl. We were talking and we were finally gonna like meet up for the first time. Yeah, he wanted to meet me in Columbia, which was like a 25-30 minute drive for me. Like, it was kind of far, but I was kind of like, I didn't really care how far it was, whatever heights I had to go to see this man. I did not care. I was gonna do it because I was completely infatuated with this man, this boy. We planned for a Saturday. I was gonna go. I did not have a ride, so I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna meet my friend from church. And he was a friend from church. Meet my friend from church at the movies. Can you take me? It was like a 5 o'clock showing, and this was during like the beginning of winter time when it got dark at like freaking 4:30. So it was dark out. I remember walking in, and this was like, it looked like downtown. Like, it looked like a downtown area of like. Muted this because I kept saying the location. It was like a real classic like theater with the bulb lights and the big screen on it saying now showing with the arrow pointing like movie. It was real old. So I remember walking in. So I looked around to see if I could see him, and I didn't see him. And I remember I brought my flip phone. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also eventually gave him like my actual number. And then he knew I had a flip phone. And he didn't really judge, or maybe he did in his head. I don't know. I was looking around for him. He was nowhere in sight, and the movie was about to start in like 15 minutes. So I waited for like 10 minutes, and 5 minutes before the movie, he was still not around. So I just got my ticket, and I didn't even get popcorn. I just went in the theater, and I was texting him like, hey, where you at? I was texting him before I even got my ticket. I was like, hey, I'm here, where you at? Nothing. Go into the theater, and I see him sitting there. So I'm thinking, oh, he just was like watching the credits or whatever, the previews, and he wasn't looking at his phone. So I go and sit by him, and he was so quiet. And he didn't even say anything. He was like, oh, hey, Adia. I didn't think anything of it, so I just sat down. So we're watching the movie, and, you know, at first I didn't feel comfortable, like, just immediately, like, snuggling up with him. Because really, he was like my first date at a movie ever in life. It was the first movie date that I've been to with a guy. So I already imagine, like, I was really like nervous, because I'm like, this is like, I really like him. I don't want to embarrass myself. Hold on. And yeah, so I was really nervous. And mind you, I have anxiety, so it was already like, it was just a whole lot of emotions. I was nervous walking up to the theater, because I'm like, I'm in this area I don't know, and this and that. Sat down, and I'm trying to get comfortable, and I was like, oh, you didn't get any popcorn? And he's like, no. Like, just a straight answer, no. And then he brings out his phone, and he starts texting. So I'm like, okay, so now he's not even watching the movie. Mind you, I have my flip phone, but I'm not gonna pull that out and act like I'm doing, no. So I'm just sitting there watching the movie. Like, in the movie, I don't remember what the movie was about, because I think I was too concerned about if he was liking me or not. And the lights went down. I leaned back, and I was like, you know, getting closer to him like this. And he was doing the same thing. Like, he had, oh yeah, he put his hand around my shoulder, and he was like rubbing my arm. And yeah, it felt like comfortable. Like, it actually felt like pretty comfortable. I was just enjoying the movie, like enjoying being with him. Like, I thought this is going great. It's like, oh, do you want some popcorn? I was like, no, I'm not really hungry, but thanks. He pulls out his phone again while his arm is around my shoulder. He's going like this. Okay, which is fine. Like, I know you gotta check your messages. Maybe he's gotta turn off his phone, but he literally had it open like when I came in too. So I'm thinking, okay, like, is he talking to somebody else? Like, why is he on the phone all the time? He took his arm off of me, and then he was just sitting there watching the movie. I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, he's probably just adjusting. Like, you know, you get tired of sitting in the same position, so you just move. And he pulls out his phone again, and he just literally was on the phone for the first 30 minutes of the movie, like, on the phone. So I'm kind of like, okay, like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
Just like texting his mom. I don't know, maybe texting like his homie. I don't know. I was just kind of like, what the freak? That's kind of weird. So he finally puts the phone down. 30 minutes. And at this point, it's like 40 minutes into the movie. And he looks at me and he's like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some snacks. So he gets up and then he walks out of the theater. So, I don't know, it usually takes, I don't know, at the most 10 minutes to get some snacks, not even. 10 minutes go by and he's not back yet. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe he went to the bathroom and then he went to get snacks. Another 10 minutes go by. I'm like, okay, where is this dude at? Okay. And then the movie's like, okay, at this point, there's like 15 minutes left of the movie, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm realizing that, oh wow, this dude really just left me in the theater. I'm like, wow.
That'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me.
I walk out 15 minutes before the movie because I wasn't even watching it. It was a real boring ass movie. And honestly, I think he did that on purpose because he thought I was gonna be one of these other girls and like try to, you know, do some, I don't know, stuff in the movie theater. That's why he did a boring movie, so it was bound to happen. But no, none of that happened because I'm just meeting you. Like, I'm not finna like kiss you or whatever the freak you thought was gonna happen was not gonna happen to begin with. But I'm not gonna kiss you or like be all touchy-feely with you when I'm just now hanging out with you. So I was like, oh wow, like this dude really just left me, and I was really, really, really hurt. So I remember leaving out because I went to go look for him. So I go out and I'm looking for him. I'm texting him. Mind you, while I was in the theater, I was texting him like, hey, where you at? What happened? Like, you still here? Da da da. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Literally silence. So I leave 15 minutes before the movie, and I go out in, you know, the lobby area where you get food and concession stands and all that. I go out there and he's obviously not there. This dude has dipped, like he left, he's gone. So I'm in shock and I'm hurt and I'm literally tearing up crying. Like, I sit down on the bench, like where the concession stands is, and I'm over here tearing up, like tear coming down. I'm crying like, wow, like he really doesn't like me. And mind you, I was really, really into this guy, so it really hurt. Yeah, I called my mom and I'm like, oh, the movie's over. And she's like, oh, already? Like, okay. And you know how black moms are. I don't know, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but they just take a long time, okay? So she was like, okay, I'm coming to get you. An hour later, she got me. In that time I was waiting, I was texting him like, what happened? Like, did you have to go? Was there an emergency? Like, what happened? Like, and even in the car, I just was quiet. And my mom asked me like, how was the movie? I was like, yeah, it was good. Trying to cover my tears, like, yeah, it was good. When I get home, then I get a text. Yo, watching this back is making me so mad because I was so delusional. Like, but I was young and naive, but still, girl. And I'm like, oh. And he was like, oh, sorry, like I had something I had to take care of. Dude, you couldn't have texted me that, like, instead of having me. And honestly, that was a lie. I already know. He just wanted to dip because I wasn't doing what he wanted me to do. It was boring to him, like, but it's a movie. We're supposed to be watching the movie anyway, and I'm just now getting to know you. And now wouldn't have a movie date as a first date because you really can't talk to that person anyway because you're watching the movie. So anyways, so he texted me and he was like, oh yeah, sorry. So I gave you guys that story so you can get a backstory of how this person is, okay? Honestly, I think I might just keep that story as a story of when I got left at the theater. I don't know, I think I might do that, and then I'll do the story of, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's the better. So yes, y'all, that is the story of when I was left at the movie theater by this F-boy that wasn't ish. But I was young, I was 15, so you live and you learn. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.